Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Zen. Really excited to have this time with you guys today. This is session number 2 of transitioning to the new financial system, how we can prepare and set ourselves up for success in this new quantum golden age. I'm going to share with you some narratives. I'm also going to share with you a background. So I believe you have to understand how and why the system is messed up before you understand why a new one is coming. So I'm going to show you some major issues that are happening in the repo markets that will alarm you, and you'll really understand at a deeper level of what's coming. So I was very alarmed with this article that came up today. I live in Las Vegas. A lot of you guys know this, and very sad because they're now mandating masks starting Friday indoors in Las Vegas and Nevada as a whole. So bad news. However, because I have done the research, I'm in that third person aerial view and I can see the bigger picture of what's actually happening. So remember what AOE said in this interview on the roundtable. I also highly recommend you watch this interview. Is that in September of 2019, right before the event 201, right before all this, the news about the germ and all the lockdowns, was major issues in the repo markets. It's called the September 2019 repo crisis. That's literally what it was called. And AOE mentioned in this interview that when he seen the news in September about the repo markets, and you're probably wondering what repo markets are and what they do, and I'm going to show you this clip so you understand that. But he knew when he saw the information about the repo markets coming up that they would have to freeze the economy. And to freeze the economy, they'd also have to freeze people. So we know this operation that we're transitioning to the new financial system is all planned. It's all planned, right? Mr. Poole has told us that. Mr. Poole has been on the money time and time again. We'd be a fool not to trust Mr. Poole. That rhymed. But all planned. Overnight. We've also heard overnight. So what's happening today, right now? Federal Reserve repo program sees demand soar to just under $1 trillion overnight. $1 trillion overnight. You're probably wondering what that means. So please sit back, grab some popcorn. Let's re-listen to episode number 20 featuring Alter of Ego and learn what's actually happening with the repo market so we understand how the system is all messed up. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes, so sit back, relax, and
how do we pick up the pieces from that? And so first, people have to understand a reset happens asset class by asset class. Well, the largest assets in the world, class in the world, has been derivatives. It's been a ticking time bomb for a very long time. And in September 2019, some of the 17 largest banks in the world, few of them American, they do overnight lending between each other. Okay, if they like, Bank of America or Deutsche Bank, they need money, they'll lend between each other, and there's an interest rate that is set between that. That's very low. But overnight, it jumped from like 1% to 20%. That's a signal that something major happened. Okay, something major happened in September 2019 that signaled that there was likely a bank failure in one of those top largest 17 banks in the world. Many people speculate it's Deutsche Bank, which probably makes the most sense. That's my hypothesis. it's already basically, they already admitted it's basically a shell company. But when you have the derivative market that they've estimated to be $500 trillion, they don't even know the right amount. Okay, they don't know. It's a black hole. When that collapses, it's like, picture a black hole that's going to consume the entire economy and the entire planet. If you're in a position, what do you got to start doing? Well, at that time frame, because I've been following currency flows for 15, 16 years to that point, I knew now, like, okay, shit is going to get real. We're going, this storm that 17 and all these other people have been talking about, this is what this is about. Okay. And that it was game on at that point. The storm's coming. I sat down with a few family members, but I talk in terms of money. Okay. So they don't get scared and they don't get confused by rambling other nonsense, really, storylines that they don't know anything about. Right. I really picked up my workout routine at that point, and I knew that they had to freeze the economy. Okay. Now, I didn't know, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks later, the images started coming out of China. There's Event 201. Then the images coming out of China. I don't know what, like most everyone, you see people convulsing on the streets, you think the worst. But then my brother was actually in Spain. So outside of China, then you had Italy and Spain locked down first. And he was describing what was happening over there. And then I realized, wow, to freeze the entire economy, they're going to freeze people first. Okay, so to help kind of slow the movement of money, essentially is what that was. That's what they did. They froze this entire fucking planet, okay, of people movement to slow down capital flows. Wow. Okay. Now, people don't understand the derivative market. So what was happening overnight, the Federal Reserve was pumping, first it was, going back to December 2019, $5 billion a night they're putting in the overnight market. And they weren't, under national security, they weren't telling what banks they were giving the money to. They weren't telling the world that they're putting it Deutsche Bank or whomever. Then it went up to 100 billion, then like 200 billion. It kept going up. This number kept going up. And they said, well, it's only going to last 2 more weeks. And they kept extending that. Well, by March 2020, now they're up to $1 trillion a night put into the banking system overnight. So we talk about the Federal Reserve balance sheet. People have talked about the money supply is just ballooned. That is nothing compared to the money that they have put into the behind the scenes into the banking system. The only thing that could be is that the derivative market popped, and they are trying to literally hold and patch this black hole before everything falls apart. So you could basically do the derivative market. They've basically have figured it out. I think ARRC. There's a lot of speculation that Ripple could be the ODL. It's to help support the entire derivative market. I think that's very logical. That's what I think too. And but now you also need to you need to go down the other asset classes, Zach, and
so there you have it. That was episode 20, about an hour and 4 minutes of the roundtable. If you want to know more about the repo markets and the derivative markets, and how more than likely Ripple and XRP with on-demand liquidity have been working to solve this issue. So yeah, it's happening all over again, but this time it's the reverse repo. 4 weeks ago, Seems like the same narrative. 4 weeks ago, Federal Reserve repo program sees demand soar to just under 1 trillion overnight. Now all of a sudden they're making making Zen wear a mask again in Las Vegas. How planned is this? It's all planned. Mr. Pools told us. So big surprise. We're prepared. We're playing black. What do you know when you play black? You just counter it. We know what's coming. We're one step ahead of the timeline. So if you're new, Ripple is always known as the bridge, the golden bridge. That's why David is always posting pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, I just wanted to show you this because one thing about Ripple is they don't just talk the talk. They talk with precision and with a purpose, and everything they say eventually comes true. Brad Garlinghouse has said 100,000 times that yes, we're going to be laser like focused on mastering cross border payments because we want to follow Amazon's blueprint, where Amazon was a master of just books. And then now Amazon spread its wings into other sectors once it mastered one craft. Bruce Lee has a quote, I fear the man that has practiced one kick 10,000 times, not the man that has 10,000 different kicks. Something like that. But now we see Ripple is expanding. At Ripple, we're building bridges between the financial world and blockchain technology because they're interoperable, right? See how we're evolving, expanding from cross-border payments network to a platform providing tokenized services for crypto future. So it's so much more than just payments. It's going to be the internet of value. I should really go back to the video with Evan Schwartz that he asked, how big is the Interledger protocol? How much money do you think could run through this? He does it as a joke, and he goes, all the money could flow through this. That's how big this is, and most people never really comprehend it, how much all the money is. Okay, moving on. So into current events, what's happening right now, here and now, okay? So I want to let you guys know that if you're watching this right now, you are a genius. You are a financial savant. You are ahead of some of the smartest human beings on this entire planet. The information that you know as a human being, as an individual, is going to be rolled out to some of the smartest, intelligent, successful people on the entire planet in amazing keynote conferences, seminars, TED Talks, business conference roundtables. Banks and institutions, maybe even schools worldwide, are going to go around and host these events teaching people of the technology that all of you already know. August 23rd to the 26th, they're having a Smarter, Faster Payments conference. It's connecting 120 presentations on payment industry leaders. What do you think they're talking about? They're talking about disruptive ideas with Empower solutions. They're probably going to talk about distributed ledger. They're going to talk about interoperability. They're going to talk about real-time payments, real-time settlements. All the stuff that you guys have been studying on your own, a lot of these people have no idea about. And here's proof. They're going to be having all these conferences real soon, teaching the masses about this technology. More current events. Nigeria to launch digital currency, the whatever, in October, central bank. So the Central Bank of Nigeria is going to launch a digital currency in October. That's real soon. And I was watching a panel with some Stellar Lumens people, and they were basically saying that this would happen. They would run test pilots in these smaller central banks like Nigeria and these islands and these small little countries before it goes live in these bigger countries. So this is just a test run. So because we're transitioning to a new financial system, I skipped over this, I was supposed to tell you. I'm showing you guys news right now that shows you behind the scenes You're not going to find this on the big mainstream channels. They're rebuilding an entire new financial payment system. They're really focusing on payments, but by 2030, 2027, it's going to be an entire new internet of value, entire new way that we do business and trade. But for now, they're really focusing on payments, and I'm going to show you more proof. So this is centralbanking.com, the front page of the news today. This is all today. All the articles I'm showing you are coming out today. Payment infrastructure for a digital era. New payment infrastructure should be managed by both central banks and the private sector. So they always say, well, wouldn't the central banks just make their own cryptocurrency or make their own payment system? Well, they need the private sector's help, according to the industry experts. Who's the industry experts? Ripple. So Ripple is the private sector providing the technology to central banks. The proof is in the partnerships. The proof is in Brad Garlinghouse in the meeting with the top central banks in the world. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you guys right now. So this is the vice president of MasterCard. This is how you link real dots. Central banks can definitely operate systems from a technical perspective, but can they promote it, innovate on it, encourage businesses and consumers to use the system as well? MasterCard Senior Vice George Evers say. So why is this important? Okay. R3.com, which uses XRP, XDC, QNT as their payments operating system, is not only partnered with Swift, I'll get into that in a moment. Well, here's Wells Fargo. So you're seeing some of the massive partners. But they're actually partnered with MasterCard as well. This is super slow, but they're actually partnered with MasterCard. So R3 is the largest ecosystem for blockchains in the world. There's Amazon. We're going down the list of partners. Anyways, you guys trust me, right? So this is taking too long. So MasterCard is a partner of R3. And we just seen centralbanking.com feature them in an article about approaching a new payments infrastructure. That means they're building a new financial system. Now, do you think that people, the masses, would be a little bit worried? Do you think it would cause instability? Do you think it would cause mass chaos if the average Joe knew that their dollars were unsafe and the world economy could collapse at any moment? Do you think that's good state for our society to be in? So we're chosen to have this information to spoon feed it in a way that's very easy for people to understand. So that way we can give them some training wheels that help them move over to an asset-backed economy, which is the quantum financial system, which is what I'm doing with these videos. So I hope this is enough evidence now that you could see that we are transitioning to a new payment system, which will turn into a new financial system. There is rumors that this payment system can go live as soon as November 2021. But this is just one asset class, like AOE said. It's going to go by asset class, by asset class, by problem. Eventually, we'll have an entire internet of value by 2027, 2030, and most people would have sold all their XRP by then. They're going to choose luxury. They're going to choose the Lamborghini over controlling and becoming a central bank of the future. In the future, I doubt central banks will even exist. The people that have proven themselves that they are intelligent and smart and wise, and like they're basically going to be the new banks of the future that hold through this whole process. We're going to loan our money to the internet we're going to loan our XRP to the internet of value through Flare, And because we're basically giving the gas to the engine of the future quantum financial system, we're going to be able to make percentage gains back via rewards on the Flare network, which is decentralized. So that's my plan. Everyone should have a plan, an exit plan. My plan is to never exit out of XRP. I got other coins to exit out of. And we are on a treasure hunt. So we're on a treasure hunt. You may not know it. David Schwartz has put you on one, whether you know it or not. He's got the pirate. He wants you to find the pirate's treasure. He's got the pirate blindfold on. He's wearing the big 3. Why do you think he's wearing the 3? He wants you to look into R3. R3 is the largest ecosystem. And if you look into what they're doing, there's lots of clues on what you could invest to protect yourself in the future. So as you've seen, also on R3's list is Swift. So Swift is the partner. Swift also launched a article today on July 27th talking about their new fast, cost-effective service for low-value cross-border payments. Biggest, basically, financial institution on the entire planet. And it enables faster, more security. But who do you think's been helping them with that technology? R3, their partners, Ripple, XDC, their team. And just to let you know, we're not talking baby money. Swift handles about $5 trillion per day. In about 250 business days a year, it's about $1.2 quadrillion. So what have we learned from this video? They're basically the old financial systems, the derivatives markets, the biggest basically asset class. Basically like if you were to picture a building, like the Empire State Building, the derivatives are like the foundation. So what happens when you take out the foundation? It just all crumbles down, right? So we're basically patching together with Band-Aids the repo market right now, praying to God that our boat doesn't sink. On one side, right? On the other side, we see all these people investing in a new payments infrastructure, new technologies for a better, more effective financial experience for the world. So that should be enough evidence for you guys to see what is coming. I hope I made sense. So because there's so much money in this, they're having to pump so much money into the repo markets. Obviously, what's coming is inflation. IMF warns that inflation could prove to be persistent and central banks may need to act. So the problem is being created. The reaction will be massive from the people, and then the solution will be rolled out. Mr. Poole has warned us about the Black Swan event, and XRP is the arc. So if you hold XRP, also if you hold gold, if you hold silver, you hold real value, that's the future. The Internet of Value is going to allow you to use anything that's important to you, that's valuable to you at a restaurant. When I was at the conference in Sedona, I told people, I was like, we're already in a New World Order system. If I go to Walmart, I have to use a Rothschild's Federal Reserve note. I don't have an option. And that's control. There's only 180 currencies. In the future, the Rothschilds had the quote, permit me control the currency flow, control the money. I don't care who writes the laws. So these people are above the law right now. So we're going to move to a system that's the Internet of Value, where not only will you be able to pay with XRP, most people probably won't ever use XRP for simple payments like that. Let's say you have Palantir as a stock. Right now, if I want to cash it out of Robinhood, that takes time. Imagine if I could use my Palantir stock and exchange it for something that I want instantly using the interledger protocol. That's what I believe is going to happen. Like you could use Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything at the grocery market because it could convert to the US dollar. So that's the future. Assets, real tangible assets. So if you find assets that's 100% more safe than dollars, look at all these news articles. They're not building a new financial system for fun. They're building it because they have to. So we have to continue watching these videos, continue doing your own homework and researching, because I want you guys all to succeed this transition. I want all of us to transition to greatness and make the most of this opportunity. Okay, I ranted on for a lot, guys. That is it. Everyone have a fantastic evening. Peace.